Being at VCU was great. My 4 years. I was under Shaka Smart, and he was a great coach. You know, all our coaching staff, all the assistants, they were great coaches. The atmosphere that he built, the Havoc atmosphere that he built, was great. The year 2011, my sophomore year, we went to the Final Four, the first time in school history, and you know we were able to make history. So that was a fun ride as well. But just spending all 4 years in college and being able to do that at VCU was great. Just my whole career, I've you know been known as a shooter. So you know being able to do that at VCU and break some records, you know it was an honor, you know, to be able to do that. And really everywhere I've been, even in the NBA, in some organizations, I've broken a couple records here and there. So you know I think that's just you know all the work that I've put in the gym. And you know, just staying faithful to my craft and you know, not letting people bring me down or anything bring me down. So hopefully I can you know break some records here as well. Yeah, I did expect to be drafted coming out of college. Obviously, it didn't happen, but you know, I didn't let that stop me. You know, I think you know, as when you're younger, you know, you're a little kid growing up, everybody wants to play in the NBA. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for me as far as being drafted, but you know, I went through the back door, and it's kind of a blessing in disguise, just so people can see. You know, you don't have to be drafted to be able to play in the NBA. There's other avenues to be able to play in the NBA. So I was able to show that and have a great career, you know, in the NBA. So.
Basketball, Lynn gets it back. Lynn back outside. Troy Daniels. Good job it in! Troy Daniels hits the biggest three of his life.
That was a really big moment. That was a really big moment. To be honest with you, Kevin McHale, Hall of Famer. I mean, great player, great coach. You know, he looked down the bench and called me to go in the game, and you know, I was like, "What, me? Like I'm a rookie." So for him to call and you know have that confidence within me to put me in the game it was great. So you know, hitting the shot, you know, it was a great feeling. You know, after the game, I picked up my phone and my phone actually froze because I had, you know, so many notifications going on with it. But it was just a great opportunity, a great time for me, you know, a great time and point in my career. So I'm just fortunate enough to be able to talk to you guys about that shot. So if I had to take a guess, you know, from now, you know, 7 to 8 years, you know, I would say my contract was kind of easy to move. So being a great shooter, every team wants a great shooter. The contracts that I was on, they're easy to move. They're easy to, you know, okay, we'll take this guy for this guy. You know, I'm not sure, you know, what the reason was, you know, for me jumping around from team to team, but I do know every team loves to have a shooter on their bench. So, you know, when it comes to trade deadline and stuff like that, you know, if the coach is not playing you at the time and, you know, another team wants you, you know, you just might be in a trade. So I think, you know, I got the short end of the stick, you know, maybe 4 or 5 times in my career being traded. So I think it's made me stronger as a player. Just to know that you never get complacent and, you know, be ready whenever your number's called. And, you know, I've been able to travel the whole world. So. Yeah, that was a great opportunity to be able to play for a great organization like the Los Angeles Lakers. They have so much history, you know, within the organization. I think I played maybe 40 or 50 games with them, and then you know got moved to the Nuggets during that year. That was the COVID year, but for them to give me the ring, it just shows how first class they are. And you know, as a kid growing up, like I said, everybody wants to play in the NBA. Everybody wants to be an NBA champion. And you know, for them to give me that, and for me to be on that team through the trenches with those guys, it was just an unbelievable experience for me. Something that I'll never forget. Obviously, I'll never forget the ring just because it's so nice, but I'll never forget that moment either. Man, they all have different intangibles between James Harden, Jokic. I mean, he's one of my favorite players. Jokic is one of my favorite players to watch, to play with. You know, Jamal Murray, obviously he went on that crazy run in the playoffs. But I think the best player I've been around, obviously, you know, is LeBron. He's not just hype, you know, he's really that good. And when I played for the Lakers, he was always the first one in the gym and the first one to leave every single day. And that obviously that transfers over to him being one of the the greatest players to play the game. So I think it's a big difference between the NBA and Euroleague in a good way. I think it's very physical, maybe not as fast, but it can get fast at times. But the physicality really changes the game. In the NBA, maybe you touch a guy, it might be a foul. But over here, you can push around and do not really whatever you want, but to a certain extent, be very physical, and that could change the game. And my first 2 or 3 weeks, I got a taste of that. It's tough, if you're not used to it. Once you get used to it, it makes the game more fun. It makes it more meaningful. Every possession counts. Every game counts. So, I'm coming in the gym every single day, focused. Not saying I wasn't in the NBA, but sometimes you have time to digress. But here it's nonstop, where you have to be focused every single possession, every single play. So the biggest difference I would say is physicality. First class organization. First class organization. They do things the right way here. My teammates, everybody has been great, been trying to help me out since I've been here. Coach Messina and the coaching staff, they're great. They understand that, it's very different, coming from the NBA over into Europe. So they've been working with me, being patient with me. And I appreciate that, because I don't know if I, would have made it without them being patient with me. But I think, the biggest difference, or even just not the biggest difference, the city-wise of Milan compared to, cities in America, there's just, to me, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of, everybody's friendly. Everybody loves the team. So just walking around in Milan is just, it's really unbelievable. I really love the city since I've been here. I want to get my family out here so they can see it. And it was one of the cities that I always wanted to travel to before I came. So I'm happy to be living here. So it's fun. Yeah, for sure. I think, shooting long range shots is something that I've been doing my whole career. When I was at VCU, Coach Smart used to tell me I had a gift, and that gift, you really can't teach it. So he wanted me to just work on my craft every single day. And, one of the things that he had me do every single summer of every single day was get at least 500 to 1,000 jump shots a day, from long range, short range. And, I think it paid off, handsomely for me. So, and it's something that I try to continue within my regimen here. But also the NBA, the 3-line in the NBA is kind of far as well. So, I think it's, almost a layup to me, to be honest. Yeah, there's a story. There's a story to my number 30. I've had it in high school when I was a freshman, and then from freshman to varsity, from varsity to college, I just kept it just because I wanted to build a legacy behind that number, as well as my name. But I wanted to keep that number and just build a legacy, for hopefully, if I have a son one day, my daughter, she'll know, my daddy used to wear number 30. So, it's something that they can hold on to if I'm not here anymore. So.